How did that happen? How did they find you? You find them? Because that was something quite magical for
It really
you
was.
because for anybody watching, 8 years and over 450 episodes of USA's Up All
Yeah.
Night, and you kept everybody up all night every Friday. Outrageous comedy, over-the-top characters, campy fun, known for the big hair, of course, of the day, quick wit, playful style, and you
Thank
also
you.
introduced a generation to horror B movies and lots of late night laughs. You didn't take yourself too seriously. You had
No,
fun with the audience.
no.
Uh, how did that? You did a
It,
phenomenal job, and you're an
thank you.
icon. How did that
Thank you.
happen for you?
It was really wild because I kept, like I told you earlier, I was told you can't do comedy, you can't do comedy. And so I was also told you can't be the girl next door. So I'm like, okay, I can't do comedy, not in terms of sitcom, but you can't do stand up. And then I can't be the girl next door because my mouth moves too sexy. A casting director told me that I had to get a nose job, and I really didn't. I mean, I ended up doing a little tweak right there, but very small. But anyway, you'd hear all this stuff they were just brutal. They were like, "Well, you'll take away from the lead people. So if you want to work, you're not going to be a lead at first, so you have to do this and that." It was like so crazy in what you would hear, and I kept hearing, "You can't do this, you can't do that." So I was signed with the Dick Clark agency. He had a management wing for a minute or two, and he might still, but at that time I was with them. And my manager knew someone at USA Network, and they were recasting. They actually had a young lady that was on before me named Caroline Schlitt for a year and a half. I watched it, and I thought Caroline was great. She was actually more of today's kind of humor, a very cutting. She wasn't doing the sexy stuff. For some reason, at that time, you could get away with the jiggle wiggle. They wanted over the top and sexy. And I kind of got the inside beat on that because my manager knew someone over there. Now, that didn't mean anything for getting me in the door. It just mean I got an audition like everybody else. So I think a lot of these women, they heard host, like you're going to host movies. I think they were thinking like back in the day, women were newscaster. Back in the day, they wore suits. Women now they don't. They wear sexy. The newscasters look sexier than some of your stars now. But back in the day, I think if you remember, pretty traditional to wear like a blazer. So I think
A lot of
these
blunt
200,
cuts.
yeah, a lot of blunt cuts, the hair, exactly, the helmet head. So
Mhm.
I think that they went with that in mind and just, hello, I'm hosting this movie now. Hi. And so I'm like, I'm so tired of hearing that I can't do anything. And I knew that they wanted to replace this girl who was already good. I'm like, what are they looking for? So I went in with my hair big, which really was, it was already the 90s. So the 80s had passed. But I went in with this kind of 80s kind of mindset. I wore a dress that was cut really low. So it was a lot of cleavage. I walked into the meeting and I plugged in my blow dryer and just started blowing out my hair. And I think these people, I'm like, they're either going to think I'm crazy or I'm going to catch their attention. And that's what happened. I think or both. I think they thought, yeah, we need this girl because she's going to do whatever it takes to hold the attention of people watching these schlocky films. But now they're so revered, these films. And here this little show comes around. There was a woman named Kay Koplovitz who started USA Network, and she came from Madison Square Garden, and basic cable was pretty new, and so was USA back then. And so the network executives didn't pay a lot of mind to Gilbert and I. They did, but they didn't. But we were this little show that was making so much money that they ended up doing shows like Weird Science and La Femme Nikita and just so many shows. Um, I mean, they used to take me out. The account executives, you'll relate to this, would ask me to go with them for lunch to go meet with people like Budweiser and like Mars, like and the candy people. I was like going on business meetings with account executives because back then it was like who you knew, and they ended up with all these amazing advertisers back then. I won't say because of me, but they did take me. So hopefully I was part of that. Um,
Mhm.
so that little movie show made a lot of money for them, and it lasted a long time.